welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marjorie. If you're not new here, my name is still Marjorie. And this is Marjorie Made, a channel about things, me, Marjorie, and what I make. So, it's been a while, so if I seem out of practice, it's because I am. Yeah, life's crazy. I will wait and touch on that later, just in case you don't care, which is fine. You know, we're here for the crafts, we're here for the cross stitch, and I'm here with dry lips, so I have a lot to show y'all today. I know that in my most recent video, I posted kind of like a vlog situation, which was really fun, and I think I'm wanting to do more of those in the future. It's just easier for me, so, and it's more fun. So, not that sitting down isn't fun, but it just fits into my schedule a little bit better. So anyway, I am here to show y'all what I've been working on pretty much all summer. It is the first week of October. September is over and we're getting into fall. It doesn't necessarily feel like fall yet, but I'm like wishing it. So I'm gonna go over the things I finished, some things I started and finished, some things I'm working on, and what I plan to work on. So, not promising any particular order for these, nor will I know a lot of the information off the top of my head. So if you want details, like fabric, floss, whatever, go ahead and leave me a comment or shoot me a DM on Instagram at Marjorie Made Stitches, and I'm happy to send over any of that information for you. I wanted today to be kind of chill, kind of casual, a little bit of a chatty catch-up situation, and yeah, I'm glad to be back. I love y'all and I miss y'all, and I'm just, like I said, I'm glad to be back. I have been posting on Instagram, but like, have I really, you know? So it'll be good to like just kind of yap about everything I've been up to and kind of let y'all know what's been going on. Like I said, I'll leave that to the end though. I might also show off some knitting. That's what I've been really doing mostly lately. But again, I know not everyone is interested in that, so I will save all that to the end. And let's talk about some cross stitch. I have 8 finishes to show y'all. That's a lot, my friends. Like I said, I haven't been stitching nearly as much. June was StitchCon. I stitched so terribly much. Not terribly. I just stitched a whole lot compared to the rest of the year in June, which kind of always happens. Just being at StitchCon and being around my friends and stitching really just like motivates me and reinvigorates my love for cross stitch. So anyway, I did a lot in June. And then since then I've kind of just been like picking 1 or 2 projects a month and working on it and finishing them or getting good progress, and I'm actually liking it. The decision to like focus on one I want to finish and then have like a fun one or one I want progress on has really worked for me, and I think I might carry that, you know, through the rest of the year and maybe next year. I do have less whips now, which is great. I haven't really been starting a whole lot, and I have reached 30 whips, which is incredible. I did do some UFOing, just projects that weren't speaking to me anymore, and you know, I'm learning valuable lessons here. So without further ado, let's go through some finishes. So the first finish I have is Flower Power by Ink Circles. This is on 16 count chalkboard black Aida, and this is my own custom DMC conversion, and I kind of just stuck the colors where I thought. I did do like a slight mock-up on my tablet with just some highlighter things on my notes app, just to kind of figure out where I wanted to place everything. And I did end up changing some things as I went. I finished out one quadrant first, and then kind of figured out where the color, I wanted the colors to be, and then I finished out the rest. So I'm so proud of this finish. I want to say it was in July that I finished this. Gosh, it's so pretty. I think I was like 27% done when I picked this up, and yeah, I just knocked it out. It's so pretty. I'm so proud of this. I cannot wait to find a frame for it. Actually, I might already have a frame for this. I need to look at my frame stash. But yeah, gorgeous. Like I said, 16 count chalkboard black Ada. DMC 2 strands over 1. There's a closer look at it. I will say this Ada is so scratchy. I didn't have the best time physically like working on this, but I can say with full confidence that it was 100% worth it, because this is beautiful. Yeah, if you want the conversion for this, you know, just let me know. I have it posted somewhere on my Instagram, but I can get the DMC list for anyone who's interested. If it's not, you know, familiar or anything, this was my Pride conversion. I started this in June, one Pride month, and these are the lesbian pride flag colors. So yeah, I had so much fun with this. This is, I need an FFO. After this summer of all the finishing, I need an FFO party to just like get all this stuff in frames. Okay, next up, oh my gosh, this one isn't even ironed. Sorry, y'all. I'll show the next 3 because they are a part of a series. Let me get them in the right order. So these are Barbara Anna seasonal series. It's called 4 Seasons, and they are all together in one piece, but I decided to stitch them separately. So this is the Winter Girl. This is stitched, they're all in 36. I believe this is Cadenza by Grace Notes. I did do a skin conversion on this one. So this is the Winter. And I did say these are finished, and technically they are, but also technically they aren't, because I didn't realize there was backstitch in all of them, and I've already finished 3. It's not a whole lot, so I'm gonna go back in before I FFO these and throw that cross stitch in. Not cross stitch, back stitch. So yeah, that's the Winter one. Then I have Spring. This is the one that's not ironed, obviously. I also did a skin conversion on her. So pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. This is on We Can't Elope by Bestitch Me. Just a fun, like, you know, cantaloupe orange yellow. Very, very pretty. I wanted to do it with all the pink. I knew that would look stunning. Love her. And then the next one is the Summer Girl. And she's stitched, I don't know the name of this one. This fabric was a gift from Bridget, and I've been hoarding it for like the perfect project. And this just felt like these kind of coordinate. And I love the pink and the green together. So I don't know why I cut margins this big and then have this one. I don't know. Don't ask me, because I don't know. But anyway, I have fall to do next. So I'm hoping to start that in October, which is now. So I hope to start it in October and hopefully finish in the next couple months. Definitely by the end of the year. That would be fabulous. Okay, next up is StitchCon stuff. So my first StitchCon finish was Pigeon and Puddle I believe this is a 32 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. And I did some DMC on this, some Cottage Garden. And I was really nervous about how the Cottage Garden was gonna stitch up. But I think it's so fun that like on his body, it kind of looks like a wing, which I didn't do intentionally. I think I just was like filling it out, and then that's just how I ended it. And then when I pulled it back and looked at it, I was like, wait, that kind of looks like his little wing. It's so cute. The water looks so good. That's also Cottage Garden. The purple and the yellow are variegated DMC. And then I think the rest of it was just like stash. And then DMC. So Pigeon Puddle, so stinking adorable. Look at his little boots. So dang cute. Love this. Also at StitchCon, I did a start and a finish of the exclusive chart. This is the called for fabric. Don't really remember what that is. Yeah, it was whatever was called for. And then I did a floss conversion. I picked out some at StitchCon, which I think is the red, the blue, and the green were ones that I got at StitchCon. So I want to finish this maybe in a little frame or a little pillow or something. I haven't really decided. I think I've only FFO'd one thing this whole year, so. All right, next up I have another June finish. Maybe I finished this in July, I'm not sure. But it was a Strawberry Moonsal project, and this is Strawberry Harvest by, did I say Cottage Garden Threads? Is that right? Y'all, my brain, it is, right? Hold on. Because I'm like, this is Cottage Garden Samplers? Are those the same name? Or am I getting them mixed up? I don't know. No, I have, where are you? Where is my bat? Hold on. Okay, no, I'm right. It's Cottage Garden Threads and Cottage Garden Samplers. I don't know why I've never put that together that those are the same name, but I was like doubting myself for a second. Anyway, this is the bird. Strawberry Bird, Strawberry Harvest. I omitted a lot from this pattern. I did a lot of the border, and then I was like, I just like don't really want to do this. And so I think I'm gonna make this like a little stand up or a little pillow. I don't know, but yeah, this was fun. It's a lot of fill-in though. Like this whole strawberry I think was 1,000 stitches of just fill-in, like nothing else. So absolutely love this. She's Gorgina. I think this is on a piece of 32 count feldspar by Picture This Plus. I feel like I'm saying things from like muscle memory, but I think they might be wrong. So if I say anything wrong, I'm so sorry. Okay. And then last but not least, I have my September finish, which is Bearing Gifts by Kathy Barrick. I put my initials in there instead of the date. I just did DMC for this, and this is on a 20 count Ada by Be Stitch Me, and I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. But it was one of the Fabric of the Month Club fabrics. So it's so dang cute. Look at that little squirrel in that basket and that huge strawberry. This was a lot of fun to work on. I forget how incredibly just seamless and fun it is to work on 20 count Ada. I need to start some other things in 20 count Ada because this is just beautiful, and the stitches are so teeny tiny. This could also be a pillow. It's that small, but I might frame it. It would be a cute little piece for my bookshelf. I did have one more finish, but it is currently in my car. So I finished Strawberry Illusion by Stitch Tits, and I did it on I think a one-of-a-kind from Color and Cotton, and that was a StitchCon start. I think I finished it when I came home. And then at the end of July, I bought my car, and I thought that it would make a cute rear view mirror like hanging situation. So I'll put some pictures in here of that, so I get to look at it every day. It's so fun. I did just like a basic ornament finish, and then just tied it to my rear view mirror. So I think that is the last of my finishes slash SAFs, starts and finishes. So let me gather what else I started and we'll talk about that. Alrighty, so another one of my StitchCon starts this year was Jackalopian Tapestry by Lindy Stitches. And on the way to StitchCon, I stopped in at Color and Cotton. I drive straight through St. Louis, so I decided to plan ahead and make it to Color and Cotton this year. And so I pulled my own conversion for this. I'm stitching it on 32 count Hibiscus by Fiber on a Whim. And this is where I got to at StitchCon, and I haven't touched it since. But these colors are so beautiful. I cannot wait to pick this back up. Let me hold this. These are my colors. And then I'm using some DMC as well. So, gosh, these are so fun. They're just so bright, and like I'm in the fall mood, and I'm like, I don't want to stitch this currently. This is more like a spring summer project, so I probably will put this up until next spring and get some work on it then. I have learned, which I feel like I've always known, but like for sure I'm a seasonal stitcher, and I very much stitch based off of like vibes and like what I'm feeling. So that's kind of how I've been picking my projects here lately, is just like, what do I feel like working on this month? And then I'll pick two and then go forth with that. Next I have Summer's Day. This was the Midsummer Stitch exclusive from Jedex Stitch. I did not get very far on it. I have this fabric. Don't know what it is. I have no clue. It is called for on this like pink Dolomite, I believe. Might be the name. Fiber on a Whim. I had picked a soft baby pink at StitchCon for this project, but I think when I got the colors, I realized like it was too cool toned, and I did not like that. So I ended up picking this, and these are my colors, which I believe this was just kind of like a stash conversion based on the DMC conversion for the pattern. We've got some purples, some pinks. Oh, these colors are incredible, and I love Jedex Stitch so much. Everything she does, I'm in love with. So yeah, that's as far as I got. It is called Summer's Day. I'm probably not going to touch this until next summer, so I probably need to take it out of this hoop. I started it, and then I like put it in somewhere and then completely forgot about it until I was getting ready for this video. And I was like, ugh, I've not even looked at this in several months. So yeah, I'm going to reclaim my hoop and my needle minder and put this away until the summer. We'll see what happens at that point, but it's not a very big pattern. It's so fun though, so I definitely will continue on that. Next up is a project I kitted up at StitchCon. It's in my Q snap, so bear with me. And there's some hanging threads, bear with me. This is Thomas by Kathy Barrick. I picked some flosses for this at StitchCon, and I grabbed this fabric, which I believe is Blackberry Cobbler. by Grace Notes, maybe. Again, if y'all want to know what any of this is, please just let me know. I will definitely look it up. Because I know I have the information somewhere. Not sure where right now. So, like I said, this is just a casual little catch up. And then these are some of the colors I picked up at StitchCon for this specifically. They're kind of a mess, just like me. Oh, and then this green. So yeah, this was a kind of start along with me and my friend Kelly, and she's way further than me, whatever. But yeah, so we started this in August at some point. I will say it's very fun to stitch. There's like a whole lot of like, not dirt, it's like rocks and stuff. So, that'll be some really good fill-in to do. But there's like this beautiful butterfly on this side that I cannot wait to get to. I'm probably gonna leave this in my project basket, which is what I kind of pull from when I'm stitching. Because there's like a huge tree. I don't know, stitching on trees kind of feels like fall vibes. So I might work on the tree in the fall, and then in the spring work on the bird and the butterfly. And maybe in the winter I'll work on the rocks. I don't know. That feels... This feels like a year-round project, and not all of my whips feel that way. So, and then this project bag, just to show y'all real quick, is by Sheba Designs. And Cameron picked this up for me at Stitch North. It's got butterflies on it. It is beautiful. So anyway, just wanted to point out this specific project bag. So my final start is Tomato Hill. I think by Plum Street. This is so sad, y'all. Don't even judge me. My sad start on Tomato Hill. Cameron and Bridget came up with this lovely idea for Tomato August, inspired by my Strawberry Moon Sal in June situation. So anyway, I had FOMO and I wanted to start, but then this was all I did and I haven't touched it since. This is part of the house. So, I don't remember what fabric this is. My friend Kelly that I mentioned, we started Thomas together. She gave me this cut of fabric and then most of these flosses. So this kit was the Kelly LNS. Oh my god, I just dropped all of them. Anyway, beautiful fall colors. I'm probably gonna work on this in October, and not gonna promise that I'll finish it, but it'll be fun to work on. Even though it's not August anymore, it still feels like a fall-ish project. And it lives in this bag, which, look at the tomatoes on the inside. That is so cute. This is actually a Vera Bradley laptop sleeve, but it's so cute. And I was like, I could fit some cross stitch in this. Like, those little tomatoes, are you kidding me? So anyway, my Vera Bradley laptop sleeve project bag. All right, so that is what I have been up to. I think that's everything I've worked on, which, like, a lot of that was finishing, a little bit of starting, not really working on whips per se, other than just to finish them. So, yeah, I was gonna say not a whole lot done, but that feels like a lot. Like, that's a good little chunk. I think it's really just like the last couple of months I've been not really stitching as much. Like I said, I finished Bearing Gifts in September, but that was all I stitched in September. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, it is what it is. I have so many other hobbies and life has been crazy, which again, I'm going to hold off on talking about. But anyway, let's get into what I'm going to do in October. Spooky season is upon us. And I have 2 whips that I really want to focus on and finish in October. And yeah, So the first one is All Are Equal in Death. This is a modern folk embroidery project. I have it in upside down. Well, I like to stitch in the ditch, which I think is a sewing term, but normally I have a thing on this to keep all the fabric away. But anyway, this is my All Are Equal. I have decided I'm only going to do the skeleton in the coffin and make like a pillow situation out of it instead of doing all the vines and stuff. This is on a 40 count copper penny, maybe, from Atomic Ranch. And it is beautiful, but it's 40 count and I can't see this to save my life. I can, let the record show. Obviously I can because I'm stitching on it. It's just, I feel like if the pattern was different, I would feel different. I do think it is the perfect fabric for this project. However, I don't want to do all those vines either. So I'm going to make me a cute little creepy skeleton in a coffin pillow and call that a day and start some more spooky things maybe. Since I am so seasonal, I've kind of learned that I don't want multiple projects that are seasonal just because there's only so much time to work on them every year, and I would rather focus and finish, you know, like one project a year than have like 5 whips that I work on for the next 6 years. You know what I mean? I get kind of like over looking at the same thing and it's sitting on my whip list for too long. I don't know what year, maybe it was 2023. I started 13 Halloween projects and that was a lot. And I ended up UFOing several of them. So I think that's also why I want to keep my seasonal pieces to a minimum, because like tastes change, like that's natural. I know that I don't like stitching now what I used to stitch when I first started, which is, like I said, totally normal and natural for you to grow and change. And so I want to start projects that I love in the moment, but like work on them enough to where I can finish them before I don't like them anymore. Because I think that's why I'm UFOing so much, is just my style is changing and what I like to stitch is changing. And there's some projects that I loved when I started them, but I worked on them for like a couple of weeks and then got distracted by other things. And then when it was time to pick it back up, I just like didn't care anymore. So trying to avoid that, and just like working on what I want to work on and being a little bit smarter about what I start. And yeah, with the little stitching time I have, I want to prioritize my whips, kind of get it down to where I can focus on some of my bigger things and have some smaller things interspersed. Now, will I stick to this plan? I don't know. That's up for debate. I love making a plan and I love planning. I also love starting things. So anyway, no promises, but that's kind of what my mindset has been recently, of just like, I want to finish what I have and get to a point with my whip count that I can work on things in the moment when they come up without having to push aside other things. So I do have several very large projects, which I will be working on indefinitely, but I'm okay with that. So anyway, the next project I want to work on in October, where are you? Well, I thought I had the physical pattern, but I think I have it tucked away in my binder back there. Anyway, this is Lost Spirits by Birds of a Feather. This is where I'm at. I still have a huge pumpkin guy down here, but I do plan to finish this month. That would be really cool. And if I can finish it this month, then I can start making a Halloween project wish list and start something new next Halloween season. So love it. These, I've been working on this whip for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now. And I just kind of did a hodgepodge conversion from stash. So I know nothing about what any of this is. I want to say this is like a 32 count, whatever the called for is, which, I do have this that I started a couple years ago, and I did the jack-o'-lantern one. So maybe if I can get this finished, I'll start these two guides, because I was going to do them on the same fabric. So, which I know that this is not part of my plan, but this is my little jack-o'-lantern. They just kind of live together. This is Vintage Country Mocha. Okay, it's coming back to me. This is Vintage Country Mocha, and this is Dirty Linen. I do believe. So anyway, that's my Halloween, October, fall, beginning of fall plans. I do also want to start the Fall Girl from Barbara Anna, so I can finish out that series. That would be really cool, to finish that out. And especially with recently, she's been posting a new series of seasonal girls, and I think she actually has 2. I need her to stop, actually, because I am a Barbara Anna fan. She was like one of the first designers that I ever like truly was obsessed with, and I started so many of her patterns, and I've finished most of them. I just love everything she does, the colors, the whimsy, the design. I don't know, she's incredible, and I love everything she does. So that being said, I did want to do a giveaway for those who have listened to me ramble this long. I have a couple of things, 2 patterns that I would like to give away to y'all. I know I say in pretty much every video, but I love y'all so much. This community means the world to me, and I just appreciate y'all for being here and sticking around with me through all my sporadic, crazy life changes and uploading schedules. So we'll do the first giveaway. Speaking of the community and people I love, and how this community has brought so many people to me and so many friendships and everything. Kelly, who I've mentioned a couple times in this video, we found out recently, and like recently as in a couple months ago, that she lives in the town over from me. So she left a comment on one of my videos, and like I said, she lives the town over. So we decided to get together, and now we hang out almost once a week, talk every single day. Love her. She is an incredible stitcher, does the most beautiful stuff. She is mostly monogamous, and I would say mostly because of me. I kind of ruined her. Not ruined her, but like, I don't know. I obviously am not monogamous. And so she had like 2 or 3 whips at one point because of me. And anyway, you're welcome. But one of her most recent finishes was A Quaker Dwelling by Kathy Barrett. I will pop her Instagram on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is. And I want y'all to go over there, and I want y'all to go look at her finish of this. She picked the most lovely, beautiful fabric, and it looks incredible. So anyway, she gave me this pattern to give away on my channel. So if you would like to enter for this giveaway, let's use the word Quaker. Yeah, that's pretty spot on, and that's a pretty searchable word. So anyway, I'll send you the pattern. Next, the designer behind Shaded Stitchery reached out to me. They had a couple of new market releases this year, and offered to send me some patterns and to give away on my channel. So I'm only giving one away though. I'm keeping the other one. So these were 2 of the Shaded Stitchery releases. I love this so much. It says "Come As You Are." So this is the one that I will be keeping and I will be stitching. But I picked Closely Kept number 5 as my giveaway item. So can we just talk about how beautiful and stunning this is? And I love Shaded Stitchery as well. Incredible, incredible. Anyway, if you would like to enter to win this, let's put the word closely. That'll be a little bit harder to incorporate in a comment, so can't wait to see what y'all do with that, but let's do closely. Beautiful. If you'd like to win those, put those words down low in your comment, and I will select a winner probably next week, and I'll reply to your comment. Or if I know you have an Instagram, I will reach out to you on there. But if not, I'll reply to your comment. So keep an eye out for that if you enter. And from there, I can get your email or your Instagram. We can chit chat. You can send me your address on whichever platform you feel comfortable, and I'll get that shipped out. Okay, so I believe that is all of the cross-stitch related shenanigans that I have for you today. So if that's all you're here for, thank you so much for being here. Love you, mean it. And for everyone else, I will talk about life and if I have the energy, some knitting. So there's been a lot of changes in my life recently. I have been working for a nutrition education program for the last 6 years, and unfortunately that program was cut in some recent legislature, we'll just say that. So my program was cut after my organization has been running it in Arkansas for 30 years. And yeah, so I found out at StitchCon that it had passed officially. Not officially, but it was most likely going to pass, and that I was going to be losing my job at the end of September. So as you can imagine, very stressful time in my life, very sad time. The nutrition program I work for is federally funded, and it just means so much to me in the community and just Arkansas as a whole. We teach nutrition education to pre-K to senior center, like pre-K schools to senior centers. So a huge range of in between. We provide free nutrition education to the public and those who need it and can't afford it. So yeah, it's sad. One, obviously, like selfishly, I was like, I'm losing my job. That's a big deal. But I was also sad for all of the people who were going to lose out on nutrition education. And then I thought even broader, like the whole country got cut. So the program throughout the entire nation is just no longer. And anyway, very sad, very stressful time for me. On top of that, September is the last month of our program year. So every September is kind of crazy for me in general, because we're trying to wrap up the year, get all our yearly stuff taken care of. And then this year it was just the added burden of the fact that it was the end of the program. Luckily, I'm able to move to a different nutrition education program within the organization, so it's a pretty seamless transition. I worked on this program before, so you know, it's different and it's going to be different, but you know, at least I have a job still. It'll be different, but I still have a job. So anyway, that's kind of been what's been going on. On top of just like, you know, I still have the restaurant with my family, so you know, just a busy girl and just like, you know, the stress of the world right now. So I haven't really been wanting to record very much. Like I said, I haven't really been stitching very much either. My knitting bug has come back full swing. I don't really love to knit during the summer just because it's like, it's hot I don't want to be like touching wool and yarn and, you know, all that stuff. But then I discovered the world of summer knitting, which I guess I never really considered for myself because the summer is so hot. Like, we do not have a mild summer whatsoever. So I was like, even, you know, a cotton merino blend, like a wool cotton blend, would probably be too hot. So anyway, I learned a whole lot about summer knitting, summer yarns, the options. So kind of went down that rabbit hole. And I also went down the shawl cowl rabbit hole, which I never thought would intrigue me just in like a styling perspective. But I have completely changed my tune on that. I knit a shawl, which I started it in my last video, which was the vlog. I had started it and I just had so much fun knitting it, even though I can't wear it just yet. I had so much fun knitting it, and I got to use a beautiful yarn that's been sitting in my stash for a while, and I can't wait to wear it. But anyway, I figured out that, like, you think of shawl and cowls and you think of your grandmother, like, not mine specifically because I don't have anyone in my life who does crafts. But you know, like, you know, your little granny shawl, not that that's bad, right? It's just like I was struggling to find patterns that fit into my style and what I thought I could incorporate into like my wardrobe already. So yeah, I've just been doing some exploring with that. It's been a whole lot of fun. Been buying yarn like it's going out of stock, which some places it is. Luckily I have, I think three local yarn stores where I live, which is 4 actually. Well, 3 stores and then 1 dyer. She has like a dye studio. So I am very lucky with the abundance of yarn around me, and a lot of them carry like Knitting for Olive and you know, companies outside of the US, which now it's hard to order from them. So I kind of have like a fun little middleman that I can just go yarn shopping at. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Work, stress, getting through summer. I hate summer, which I'm trying to be positive about it because time just goes by so fast regardless. So I'm trying to not wish away any time, but summer just takes it out of me and I want to do nothing. Like, I just want to like lay around and not do anything because it's hot and I'm cranky. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna show any knitting whips in this video actually. I know that not everyone loves knitting content, so I've been thinking about kind of separating my stitching from knitting, just so if you're here for one or the other, you know where you're going, and you don't have to, you know, sit through my knitting talk. But yeah, I'm not making promises on recording or anything, but I would really enjoy doing more vlog style videos and just like yapping away to y'all. I think I got in my head about like the structure of videos and like needing to have like the, you know, regimented floss tubes and all of that. And I'm taking inspiration from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch and just doing what I want to do craft wise and telling y'all about it and not putting pressure on myself to stitch just for the sake of a video. Because that's kind of how it was for a little bit. Well, I wasn't really stitching, and so I didn't really want to record. And then I've been knitting more, but I know that like if I show 1 cross stitch project and 5 knitting whips, like, you know, not everyone wants that, and that's fine. So I'm gonna try and separate them, or I won't. I don't know. This is my channel, Marjorie Made. I made it specifically with that title so that I wasn't limiting myself to just one craft or another, because I do have a vast array of hobbies and interests, and I like talking about them, and hopefully you like hearing about them. So Anyway, I think this is where I leave y'all. I'm gonna go make soup. It's soup season. It's not technically cold enough outside for soup, but I don't care. My AC bill might be a little higher, but I think I'm gonna crank down the AC just a degree or two and eat some soup. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Like I said, all of y'all mean it. And do something today that makes you happy and brings you joy and fills your cup. And especially now, just do what you can do to make yourself happy and find fulfillment. And you can control what you can control, and the rest is out of your hands. So, okay. Love y'all. And I'll see ya when I see ya. Bye.